oh, so many traders fail. This is a business. It's the same business as anything else. It's got the same metrics as anything else.
Why do so many people that go into trading fail?
95% of traders, they're like, oh, I'm going to trade. It's like jumping into an F1 car without having your driver's license. You're not going to get very far. And if you do happen to get some momentum, it's not a matter of if, but when. You are going to crash that thing and it's going to be painful.
Would you say, of course, a lot of emotions come into this game as well?
The whole, I think this, forget about your thinking. The market doesn't care what you think.
In the GFC, when everybody else was getting decimated, you somehow had the foresight to short some stocks and make money.
Trends are what drive markets. Trends are what drives human nature. My job as a trader is I just follow them.
So not both. You're not doing cryptos and non-cryptos.
Not anymore, and I'll tell you why.
Everyone's promising the world with trading. What should people look out for? What are the red flags?
They're always winning. They're always profitable. Anyone who's showing, like posing in front of cars or pushing it so hard, look how rich I am, that's a big red flag. 3 things I say for traders: you're going to be hunting the trades, raising the orders, and then you're going to be doing nothing. The nothing part is the hardest part.
I'm Matthew Fraser, and this is Crypto Collective. After making millions with Amazon and e-commerce, I realized that if I was starting again today, crypto would be my first choice. I'm here to help you take your first steps and build real wealth. Ready to set yourself up for life? Let's go.
The collective. Today I've got an incredible guy. His name's Craig. He runs under the name 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗧𝗖𝗢𝗍. He's been in the trading space for over 2 decades, so he brings a lot of experience, and I'm pleased to have him in the studio today. G'day, Craig.
Hey, mate. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Mate, thank you so much for coming. It's just perfect right now because we've got a lot of trading talk to do. There's lots happening in the market, but also personally, I've actually delved into a little bit of trading myself. Not actually trading candles or day trading and things like that, but I'm using an external company. So this whole trading thing is just so happening right now. Now tell me, my first question, Craig, why do so many traders or people that go into trading fail?
Yeah, it's a damn good question, and it's a very simple answer. It's like anything, mate. You know, like when people start something, often that's all they do is they just start. And that's a great place to start. It's getting started. But 95% of traders fail because they don't have a strategy. They don't know what they're doing. They're like, oh, I'm going to trade. It's like jumping into an F1 car without having your driver's license. You're not going to get very far. And if you do happen to get some momentum, it's not a matter of if, but when. You are going to crash that thing and it's going to be painful. So it's the same with everything. I think it's about 96% of new businesses fail as well. I find it interesting when people talk about trading and the fail rate, how so many traders fail. It's like, this is a business. It's the same business as anything else. It's got the same metrics as anything else. It's got the same world. Like, yeah, you can fail at anything, but trading is a business that is a very good business because you don't require a lot of employees or any for that matter, but you need to put the work in. It's a journey. It's not something you're going to snap your fingers and, hey, presto, you're immediately good. And often what people do is they'll start on a demo trading account and they'll see wow, I'm incredible. It's amazing. I took 50 grand on the demo. I made it $1 million. And then they expect to do that in real life. And they don't. And most people fail because they don't have structure. They don't have strategy and they don't really approach the market with a trader's mindset and plan. They just approach it more with a gambling mentality.
Would you say, of course, a lot of emotions come into this game as well? You know, it's about controlling your emotions.
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing. For me personally, I've been doing this for 20 years. I know what I'm doing. I know how to make money in the market. But the biggest thing is that the only, I work from checklists. I literally tick boxes. That's how I do it. I don't want any emotion. I don't want any thinking. The whole, I think this, forget about your thinking. The market doesn't care what you think, right? So I take the thinking out and go directly to the action. Like, I need to make decisions, and a checklist makes it decisive for me. So therefore, if I'm sticking to a checklist with a set of rules, what are the variants that can now slip me up? The only variable, and it's a massive variable, is me, right? It's me being accountable for me. And it's not just me being accountable for me in the times where I go, oh, I stuffed that up. It's me being accountable for me in the times where I need to be good. So how do I take accountability for being good? I do the things I love. I get out there and I enjoy my life because my cup's full internally, I'm in a great headspace to read the market for what it is, not be emotional, not be, oh, I made a loss, I'm freaking out, or oh, I made big profits, so I'm euphoric. I just need to stay calm and level. So managing your emotions is a huge part of it, and that's sort of leaning into why the checklist is there that I use, because it takes away any emotion and just allows me to focus on what is.
Yeah. So this checklist that you've essentially, I guess, you've developed over the 20 plus years of experience that you've got to hone in your skills. But when you first started getting to trading, Craig, what was it like? I mean, was there a checklist back then that someone just handed to you, or was it just throwing money into the market and seeing what happens?
Oh, look, mate, when I started like most people, and like the person that I described that doesn't have a strategy and goes into it emotionally and goes into it as a gambler. That's how I started. And for the first 4 years, I sucked. I was 21 when I started trading in London. I started investing when I was 16, but that's a different kettle of fish. But I was trading in London, and I was captured by all the flashing lights. And what I mean by flashing lights is somebody who goes, oh, I've got this indicator that will do this for you. Oh, I'll try that. Oh, I've got this thing. Oh, I'll try that. I'll try this. I was all the flashing lights. I was grabbing at all of them, and I was getting success nowhere. I might make some profits, then I'd give it all back. I'd make some profits, then I'd give it all back. Then I'd get cocky because I'd string a few months together, and then I'd lose everything. And that happened 3 times. The fourth time I funded my account, I thought, geez, I got to do something different here. So I went back then. I don't think we had Facebook. Anyway, the whole world that like this wasn't a thing. Okay, when I started trading, so I found some people that were on trading floors. They traded for themselves, but there was 5 of them. And I just said, hey, listen, guys, I will make your tea. I will go to the shops and I'll buy your sandwiches. I will do anything you need for me to make your life easier. I will be there. And you have to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning in London in winter. I was there at 5:30, sitting out there shivering in the cold, waiting for them so I could serve them. In return, they would help me with my trading in my lunch break, so to speak. I'd be there a lot. And they started teaching me. And that's really sort of a very old school way of doing it. But it was back then that I met a bloke called 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗧𝗖𝗢𝗓, and he was the one that started mentoring me, gave me the checklists, or created a checklist. We created that checklist, and my accountability to him my mentality shifted from I'm trying to make money to I'm just going to do what this man tells me to do because he knows what to do. And once that clicked, I just focused on doing what good traders do. Well, guess what happens when you do what good traders do? You get what good traders get. You get good results. So the shift away from trying to make money and focusing on the craft, the art, the doing it properly, that's when the profits started to come. And that was about probably year 4, I started to really get my stride. And it was about a year, 18 months after that, it was around, I did really well in the GFC. So I was short Northern Rock, I was short RBS, and I was short one of the other financial institutions. And I didn't have a big account back then.
Craig, well, mate, stop there, mate. You've just let something incredible there. You're telling me that in the GFC, when everybody else was getting decimated, you somehow had the foresight to short some stocks and make money. How did you do that?
Oh yeah, that was the moment that took me full time as a trader because I made enough money. How did I do that? Look, I'd love to say to you, oh look, I'm a amazing mind and I worked it all out. And no, I just follow trends. Trends are what drive markets. Trends are what drives human nature. There are trends, and my job as a trader and the way I have carved out a 20-year career from this is I just follow them. Generally, if trend markets are trending higher, good things are happening. What good things? I don't care. The chart tells me. If things aren't so good, there's a downtrend. Why? I don't really care. I read the chart, I trade in the direction of that trend, and I got lucky. That was it, and it made me an absolute killing, and I never looked back.
Are you able to tell us actually how much money was made in the GFC?
From my standpoint, it was about £180,000. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't trading on a large account back then. I think it might have been 40,000 sterling. So at the time, it wasn't enough for me to live off my my profits for even with consistent months. Like, you know, if you're doing 10% a month, which is massive, by the way, and not what I was doing, but even just to make the math simple, that was £4,000 a month. Now that wasn't really, I mean, yeah, I could live, but you know, I was a young man in London. I needed some money, right? But when I hit that home run on those shorts, now I had a big enough balance that I was able to do it full time, and I kept doing what I was doing. I was helping other people at that time and trading and whatnot. But it gave me my freedom. I was able to then kind of, as long as I kept my cool, I could make money. And I got together with a bunch of other guys and we just traded. It was bloody good. A lot of fun.
So do you, just to clarify, do you also trade in cryptocurrencies as well?
Crypto is the market that I trade. So and I'll explain this, right? So for me, I used to trade.
So not both. You're not doing cryptos and non-cryptos.
Not anymore, and I'll tell you why. So I used to trade stocks, FX, bonds, commodities. I mean, look, anything. I didn't care. As long as there was enough volume to get filled on my positions, I'd trade it. In 2017, I came into crypto properly. I was talked to about Bitcoin in 2013. It wasn't something for me. People go, "Oh, you must be kicking yourself that you didn't buy any." Not at all. No, it didn't fit my rules. So if I had have done something against my rules, I might not be talking to you right now, right? But I went full time in crypto because at the end of the day, for me, a business needs to be simple, really simple. And I could, if I'm risking, say, $1,000 on a trade, right? Between my entry and my stop loss, if it goes against me, I lose $1,000. Then my upside in, say, something like foreign exchange or especially bonds could be maybe a 3-to-1 on a good trade. So my 1,000 is now worth 3,000. In crypto, that 1,000 could be worth 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 in a short space of time. So what I'm saying is the risk remains the same, but the potential for reward was significantly increased due to the volatility that crypto has in it. So from a pure business perspective, and based on the results that I was getting in 17 at the top end of that bull run, I could take less trades, which means less accounting, less screenshots, less accountability, really, and make more money. And I went, you know what? Thanks, stocks, bonds, and legacy markets. You've been good to me, but I'm over here now. This is where it's at, and that's why. I mean, I could go and trade anything tomorrow. It doesn't matter. The strategies that I employ have been the same for 15 years. Any market, any time frame, doesn't matter as long as there's liquidity. But I choose crypto because I have 2 young kids. I love them. I love having time for them. My biggest asset right now is time. I don't need more money. I enjoy what I do. I love being able to go, oh, it's like last week, Friday. The weather was good in Nõusa. I was on the Gold Coast. I jumped in my car, drove to Nõusa. My boat's in Nõusa. I went fishing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because why? Well, because I wanted to. There's no other reason. It's total freedom. And crypto.
Because you can.
Because I can. I don't need to be active all the time. A few good trades and I'm laughing.
Because I think this is so interesting. You've just sort of touched on the lifestyle of a trader, you know, and not just the lifestyle of any trader, but the lifestyle of a successful trader who now has the freedom to do some of the things that he wants to do, like go out on his boat and do fishing, you know, at times when he wants to do it, which is amazing. What would you say, Craig? What would be one of your biggest months that you've ever had in your life as far as a profit is concerned?
Geez. I mean, there's been months where I've banked over $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, you get.
What's that feeling like though, Craig? You've just banked over $1 million in a single month. Surely you've got to be just pinching yourself thinking, holy shit, did this just happen to me?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, we try and take the emotion out of trading as much as possible. But when you hit something like that, and don't forget, what with that's the banking part. So you've got to keep in mind that those trades might have been trades that have been accumulating over the period of a few months. Like these are what I call runners. I'll take the trade, I'll scale out.
Right.
I might have taken a little bit of profit, so I've got no risk. And the culmination of all of that is the momentum of the market continues for a prolonged period of time. So I might get 3 or 4 months where we're having a really strong run in crypto, as an example, because when I say a really strong run, you're talking big moves. So there'll be a culmination of lots of trades on that are all in profit, and then you get to a point and some investments where you go, click, I'm selling, I'm taking my profits here, or they've hit my targets, or whatever it may be. So it's not like you wake up one morning and, oh, there's $1 million there. It's and you're banking that. It's a culmination of a lot of work. And it's sort of like, you know, it's it's kind of a little bit like exiting a startup in a way. You do a lot of work for a long period of time, then someone wants to buy it. That's your payday. You could see that payday coming from quite a while away. You knew it was coming. You were watching it grow. You were watching it happen. But the day that the money's in your bank account, that's the day it hits you. So yes, it feels fantastic, but it isn't just a, hey, presto, it's there. It's a lot of work that goes into banking significant profits like that. But you have clusters, right? Like, for example, I didn't take a trade last week. I've got nothing on today. The market's still in its phase of where to from here. But the week, so going back 3 weeks now, there was a whole bunch of trades. Banked, really good profits over that period. And then you stop because that's what the market suggests. It's like, no, now is not the time for you to make money. And this is a problem that a lot of traders face, is that they'll trade actively. They'll make their money. And then when the market goes, they're still trading. Well, that's not what you should be doing, because what you're going to do is you're going to give that back. It's okay to take trades and have losses. We all have it. It's part of it. But being aware of, okay, now's the time to put the brakes on, pump the brakes a bit, just wait. Let's see what the market gives us. That is so crucial. There's three things I say for traders. You're going to be hunting the trades, you're going to be raising the orders, and then you're going to be doing nothing. The nothing part is the hardest part. It's knowing when to step back. So, yeah, look, you go through ebbs and flows, big periods of profit, then long periods of bugger all.
This episode is brought to you by Coinstash, the crypto platform I use for my SMSF. End of financial year is the perfect time to simplify your crypto super. Coinstash offers same-day setup, Aussie-based support, and access to Bitcoin and over 1,000 digital assets. Right now, Coinstash is offering up to $200 in Bitcoin when you make the switch and make a deposit before end of financial year. It's simple, compliant, and 100% Australian owned and operated. Hit the link in the show notes and book your free call with the Coinstash SMSF team today. Back to the episode.
Do you have like a favorite thing that you like to trade, or are you sort of a bit agnostic? Are you like, I just trade Bitcoin and Solana, or do you really just trade anything that's got liquidity and you think has got an upside to it?
Yeah, anything that's got liquidity. It doesn't have to be upside either. It can be downside. So I'm happy to short the market. I give
upside and profit.
Yeah. Upside. I don't care about direction. But yeah, not really. It really comes down to liquidity. Look. If I got a trade on Bitcoin, I'll take it in a second, because I know I can get filled to whatever size I desire. Right, so I can have a bigger position on Bitcoin, for example, even though that's not really how I operate, because I manage my risk each time to a certain, like 1% of my account. I know that 1%, even if I'm on a 15-minute candle and my stop loss is really tight, so therefore it might be a 30 Bitcoin position with margin, I know I'm not going to have slippage on an order like that. So the higher the liquidity, the more flexibility I have on what time frames that I can trade. But as far as it goes, mate, I scan each day in my Discord community. But I think it's 586 pairs now. It takes about 40 odd minutes. Some days it takes a little bit longer. And I just find the trends. It sounds so simple. It is so simple. The difficult thing with simplicity is keeping it simple. Like, you think some of the best songs in the world are written with 4 chords, but they're freaking awesome. How do they do it? Well, I don't know. They're magic, right? But a lot of the things in life that are brilliant, like a sunrise, that's all it is. It's amazing. And if you can just sit there and enjoy that, it's one of the most special things that you can do. Simple things are hard to accept in their simplicity, and that's the hardest part, is keeping it simple and not getting caught up by all the flashing, the lights of, oh, someone's telling me this and someone's telling me that,
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there, Craig, because I talk about, if you want to keep it simple for people who want to just simply invest into cryptocurrencies, I just say, look, just buy Bitcoin and then do nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't
Good
sell
advice.
it, don't do anything, right? And that's a DCA strategy for those people. Talking about, though, I guess, you're obviously teaching a lot of people. Is it just on a Discord, or do you take people on a one-on-one basis?
Yeah, it's online. So for me to have my life, I need to be able to have a life. So for me, I've recorded my courses onto, well, it's recorded. So when people join, they've got it all there in a members area. Now, it goes from the absolute beginning with, like, how do you get money in, as an Australian? That's the easy, everyone else from other parts of the world, they have to find their own way in. Usually it's Coinbase or Kraken or whatever. But with me, it's like from how to get your money in, what exchanges to use, exactly how to raise orders, exactly how to manage your risk, exactly what the strategies are about. What I don't focus on is people go, oh, what about this? What about this? All the whataboutisms. And this is the difficult thing for people is like, I don't care. Like, what do you mean you don't care about that? It's like, well, it has absolutely no bearing on my decisions. I don't care what they go. What do you think of this person? Don't know who they are. Sorry, don't. They might be great, but I don't know. You ask me if I know, what do I think? I don't think anything because this is what I use. Oh, but what about the advanced stuff? I don't hold anything back. This is everything. This is the lot. So it's online, so people can, as a checklist. Each of the chapters is sort of an element of the checklist. So I teach you what you need to know to execute that strategy flawlessly. So somebody's then taking screenshots and then looking at after the fact that they're out of the trade. They might look at it and go, "Oh, I'm getting convergence and divergence a little bit mixed up." Great, jump. Bang, back into the course. They can go through that exact chapter again in detail, knowing exactly what it is that they're focusing in on because they're making mistakes there. It just allows people to come back and revise in areas that they need to. And I've found that to be, the feedback's been phenomenal, but combining that with the Discord community where I scan the markets, whenever I do a scan, personally, I do it live. Answering people's questions, helping them, showing them what I'm looking for, showing them what I don't like, what I do like, and the reasons why. It just brings it all together. It is discretionary trading, so it does come down to the individual to make the decision. And what I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to make them a mini-me. I'm trying to give them as much of the detailed thought as I use to help them to understand that and own that themselves. Because I don't have a subscription model. People don't. I don't ask for a subscription. Again, it comes down to lifestyle. It's like if I want to go fishing on a Friday and someone's paying a subscription service, they're
Craig,
like, "You work for me."
Craig, what you're saying is that people don't pay you any money. Is that what you're saying?
They sign up for a course. They pay the course once. They stay in the Discord for as long as they want to stay there, which is forever, really.
That's incredible. So you're just basically forever giving after the initial investment.
Yeah, yes, in a way, yes. But that sounds like I'm some sort of Mother Teresa. For me, I'll be real. Trading, it's boring. When you've been doing it for 20, don't try doing anything by yourself for 20 years where you're clicking buttons, man. That's what it is to me.
Have you got your trading desk set up on the boat? That's what we want to know.
No, strictly no. That's my freedom zone. I'm out. I'm only thinking about outsmarting the fish then.
Could be a better view,
Yeah, no, I enjoy it having the people there. They hold me accountable. And accountability is huge, especially it's very easy for me, having done this for such a long time, to be the all-seeing, brilliant mind. Oh, I know what I'm doing. So that no, I still can make mistakes. And having, communicating with a group of individuals who know how I trade because I've taught them, it allows me to stay on the top of my game. And the other part of it, I genuinely money's great, but I tell you what's better is when you change somebody's life and they tell you that it's a drug. It's a feel I can't really describe it. It's something that you cannot get unless you give. Again, they have to pay to get into this group, but after that, there are no charges. It's just fun.
There's two things there, Craig. One is that you really do need to charge people something to come into the group, because if there's no money down, they're not invested.
No,
just from an intellectual or emotional standpoint. And I think you're right. When you get to the position you're in, we're very, very successful in what you do and in life, and people want to be in your position, right? So certainly financially, and they start to question, why would this guy want to tell me all this stuff about how to do the trading, right? But it's actually more than that. You've touched on it. It's actually because you get off now on seeing other people succeed. Would I be right?
Yeah, that's it. That is a big part of it. It's not all of it. It's not all of it. The accountability part is a huge part for me. It's how do I hold myself accountable? I don't work with a mentor anymore. The mentor is my community. It's sometimes when I'm doing a scan, I'll look at a chart and I'll be like, as soon as I make that noise, either I pull up and go, oh, I'm making noises, I got to leave this alone, or somebody, if I sit there humming on it too long, they'll tap away and go, you're making noises, leave it alone. It's like, that's the reminder that I needed. So it benefits me in the sense that I've got the accountability. So for my trading, it benefits me. It also benefits this part of me. the giving part, the heart part, the part of giving back. So it ticks both boxes. And because I don't charge people for that ongoing support, like I said, it's important for me that I have a community that understands how I live, which is, hey, the weather's good, I'm going fishing, so bye.
Yeah.
Not, you must be here
Craig,
at all times, you know?
Yeah. The trading space is so big right now. It seems to be like it's the in thing. I think social media's kind of made it like that as well. You know, every little kid's trading, you know, making and buying Lamborghinis. But really, what should people look out for? Because there's flashing lights everywhere, like you're saying. Everyone's promising the world with trading. What should people look out for as far as scammers when it comes to trading? What are the red flags?
Red flags telling you that they're always winning, they're always profitable. I see a lot of trading like, oh, invest in our bot, that sort of thing. That's a big red flag. I know a lot of successful traders, and I do know some that are employing trading algorithms and bots quite successfully. But these people they were traders, successful traders before they employed any tech with it. I also know all of these people that have this tech, they're not sharing it with anybody because why would you? One of the big things is, personally, like, anyone who's posing in front of cars or pushing it so hard, look how rich I am, generally isn't. There's a lot of people out there that are really good at marketing. I am not one of these people. So I
think that's why we love you, though, because you've stripped yourself back. You know, you are who you are. You're out there in the bush or fishing and things like that. And I think that's what people resonate with because you're so real.
I'm a normal person. I'm just a dude who's been doing something for 20 years. And geez, it'd be like, you know, I liken it to my old man who's a retired builder. He was a really great builder, built some of the most enormous, beautiful homes in Noosa, right? No one gives a shit about him. Because people can't just go and do what he did. Well, people give a shit about me sometimes because lots of people are learning how I do what I do. At the end of the day, he's just a dude who was good at what he did. I'm just a dude who's good at what I did, what I do. What's the difference? Nothing really. We put a lot of time and effort and work in, and I just share it with people. I still breathe the same oxygen. I still have the same issues in life. I'm still frustrated when someone cuts me off in traffic. I'm a normal person. All I try and do is for people that want to learn how to trade from somebody who has the experience, that I give them the access to it. So the big part is put your bullshit radar on high. Make sure that you're not just believing what you hear, because that's the thing, is that they offer such great, wonderful things, but if sounds too good to be true, it often is. My thing is experience matters. So try and find someone who's got the experience.
Yeah. Craig, when you talking about experience, and you've been doing this for over 20 years. What would you say when people sort of come into your group? Do you say to them, "This is my average return per month"? Do you give any metrics like that?
No, I don't. And the simple reason I don't is, well, there's two sides to it. I do show some positions open sometimes, and to give people that, yes, he's actually doing it, as opposed to, because coming back to your earlier statement about the charlatans that are out there, well, showing actual trades open does show that I am actually trading. Anyone who's in my Discord will see all the trades. They don't question it. It's the people that are not there that might question it. As far as what you can expect from trading, I don't do that. Because, look, I could show my results. I've done that before. I'll tell you what it causes. It causes backlash. It causes problems. It causes people to jump out of the internet and tell you that, oh, yeah, of course he can do that. He's been doing it for 20 years. What do you want, mate? Like, it doesn't help people make decisions. The reality is, I got people in Discord that are doing better returns than me. Because for me, this is a lifestyle thing. I'm not, you know, when I was 25 in London, I was trading like an absolute demon, loving every second and getting amazing returns. Now, I'm like, I'll take a few trades. I like it. It's fun, but I love my life. I love
money,
my time.
go home. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So look, what people can expect is they can expect to have a mirror into who they are. That's the thing that I tell people. You are going to find out really quick whether you have a massive ego. You're going to find out very quick if you're not very good at certain areas and aspects. It is a giant mirror pointed straight at you, looking at you. It takes a very good or open-minded person to look into that mirror, see the lessons that are being delivered to you, and go, trading has just shown me that maybe I've got a bit of ego. Maybe I'm a bit of a gambler. Look at those things that it provides back to you, because the feedback will be real. And you have a choice. You can say, no, it's not me. It's the market. I'll blame this. I'll blame that. I'll blame this. I'll blame that. You won't get anywhere. You need to accept that you can do this, but you need to understand you and work on you. As far as returns, the thing with it, like I said, there'll be weeks where you don't have any trades. Not often, but you will have weeks. You'll have other weeks where you'll do a 60% week, months where you'll do 60%. It's not like, oh, every month I'm going to make 10%. And people that say that,
Yeah.
I just don't
And so let me
believe them.
Hey guys, real quick, if you've been wanting to earn passive Bitcoin but don't want to deal with banking regulations or technical setups, check out Mining Store. They help you buy and host ASIC miners in pro-grade facilities with no technical capabilities or infrastructure costs on your end. Just passive Bitcoin sent straight to your wallet. Use the link in the show notes to learn more. Now back to the episode.
People obviously looking at this, they're thinking, oh, I need to make some extra money. A lot of people would love to do trading because of the lifestyle. Okay, they don't have to travel to work. It's sort of make money on their own time, things like that. And with cost of living crisis, they're thinking, I need to make something, right? And they see, I think sometimes people think trading is an easy way in because obviously you don't have to go buy a shop, you don't have to staff it, etc., etc. But what should people expect? And I'm just as an average, considering the risk that has to be put in as well, is 10% per month? Like, is that reasonable or is that bad? Or is it 50% a month? What is the kind of gauge out there for people to get an understanding of it?
Look, if you're doing 10% a month consistently, welcome to the top 1%, 0.1%.
Really, 10%?
Yeah, man. Like, you got the main word is consistently. Like, you can have a 10% month, but you can then you can lose 40%. 10% means nothing. It's about keeping that funds, keeping those profits. What can people expect? Again, I know people. Here's a difficult thing in my business, right? I know what people want to hear. I'm not going to tell them what they want to hear because my job isn't to do that. My job is to be real and to tell them what it is. You can go ahead and you could do 30, 40% a month. You could also lose money in a month. The reality is that trading is not if you need to pay the bills next month and you think trading is going to save you, wrong, right? Don't come to the markets with scared money. Scared money creates an environment of emotional attachment. You can't do it that way. What people need to do is they need to look forward, right? Give yourself a target, a goal. And my goal when I started was to be able to do this, to be around for my kids, to be a good father that has time and to be available, right, for myself and for them. That's the goal that I set myself. Now, you set yourself a 12-month goal. You set yourself a 3-year goal. You set yourself a 5-year goal. If you look at it realistically and reverse back 5 years and think, if I had started there, I could be here today. Would you look at the duration of time and go, oh, that's too long. I need it now. If that's the case, don't bother trading. Don't do it. It's not for you. But if you can look at it and go, I'm going to turn up each day or whenever it suits, you've got to put time in. I'm going to put my time in. I'm going to do what I got to do. And at the end of that, here's my outcome. Complete freedom in 5 years. Something like that is realistic. As far as here's how much you can expect to make in a month, no, I won't say that because there is no amount you can expect to make in a month. You can expect to show up. You can back yourself to show up. You can learn. You can expect to have things that are going to humble you. You can expect to have euphoric moments where you feel fantastic. You can expect to be slapped down. All of these things you can expect, but if you're working towards that longer term goal of that freedom, well, what are you doing today that's going to get you there? If you're doing plenty of things already that's going to get you free in 5 years, great. Probably don't add trading. If you're not and you see this as an outlet, well, best you jump onto the old ship and get started because 5 years will pass. What are you going to do with it?
Do you think in the future that AI or algorithms, bots will take over from traders and there'll be no human traders?
Yes, in a way. It's a big question. I've been asked it before. It's a really good question. At the end of the day, I think what people don't realize at the moment, AI is a topic. It's sexy. It's everywhere. The reality is that trading floors have changed enormously in the last decade. It used to be people actually trading, discretionary traders, thinking, making positions, that sort of thing. Nowadays, a trader is pretty much somebody who watches a computer to make sure the computer is doing what the computer has been programmed to do. They're basically computer babysitters. That's what most trading is on your big banks or your big investment firms. They've got the quants that have come in and they've optimized the absolute balls out of the market, and they're just making sure the machine works. And if it hits a cutoff, they've got to do the X, Y, Z. So there's a lot of computers already running it. Now, for AI, obviously that's artificial intelligence. It's not human beings that are programming it. It's kind of asking the computers, if you will, what is the best solution to this problem that I'm trying to solve, which is to generate income from the market. The thing is, at the moment, because we haven't got enough AI-driven and bot-driven data on our charts, what the AI bots are reading is human emotion anyway, right? So everything in the market over the last 20 years, most of it is human emotion, charted, right? That's what charts are, buying, selling, it's emotion, right? It's human activity. So AI is coming up with solutions to a human element. While they continue to make human element decisions, it will still have a human element to it, and it won't purely be bot-driven. It might be bot-driven, but it will be derived from the underlying, which is the market's price and structure, which is also derived from individuals like me and you, and all that data from people. So AI might act upon it, but the data is us still.
Have you experimented in any of these AI trading bots or anything, even just as a case of just to see if they actually do even work?
No.
Haven't touched them?
No, and look, I'm certainly not here to say that they don't work. I'm just saying that, when you're in like an entrepreneurial endeavor, like a startup, right? You tend to be looking to push the envelope, try new things, do this, all this stuff that you're bouncing around, and that's great because you've got to, right? You've got to find a point of difference. You've got to find something that works. When you find something that works as a trader, you're basically getting the biggest beanbag you can find, metaphorically, smoking a big fat joint, chilling out, resting into it, and finding your comfort zone as much as you can, and you stay there. You stay in that comfort zone. I don't try and push the envelope because guess what? It works for me. I'm incredibly happy. I've done the time. I am good to keep just doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, amazing. I didn't picture you though on that couch. I pictured you back on the boat, maybe.
They got great boat beanbags these days.
with a line over the edge and just reeling it back in and a couple of beers.
That's pretty much me, minus the beers. I don't drink anymore.
Oh, good. Now, I've got to ask you this question, Craig, because I've posed this to other people before, who are in trading. Do you also collect other digital assets? Do you stack Bitcoin, for example, or you are just a trader at heart and you don't stack?
No, I stack, man. I stack. So in a market such as we have now, I'll be trading derivatives against USDT, right? So my profits get banked in USDT. When those profits get banked in USDT, they are then going, boom, into Bitcoin. So my profits go back into Bitcoin for the time being. And I say for the time being because I believe there's still further upside for Bitcoin in this cycle. So that's just compounding my profits is a huge part of what I do. It doesn't change my decision-making process on any individual trade, but my profits get banked. I mean, look, I still pull money out into my bank account. I try and keep as little money across my bank accounts as possible. Which I'm sure many of your listeners and viewers already know. Your money's losing money in the bank.
So it doesn't get trapped?
It's not even yours, let's be real. So I keep as little in cash as possible. Bitcoin is my asset class of choice. Look, I've got other investments across alts, but the start of the cycle for me, when I put my money in, obviously being an Australian, there's the capital gains tax 12-month window. You get
Yes.
a big discount. I was investing August 2023, and I'm well outside of it now. I had thought based on prior cycles that perhaps we would be over this bull run. Things have changed, things have shifted, and we're not over. I think for alts, we're probably only just getting started. Bloody hope I'm right. But yeah, I do stack Bitcoin. I start with 50% of my portfolio in Bitcoin. And look, I hope that decreases significantly because alts pump. But I am buying more and more Bitcoin with the profits that I make in an uptrend. Once it goes to downtrend, I'm exiting. I've already sold one Bitcoin, just the one, at 120 because that was my first target. I feel like I can go higher. But again, I set that target in August of 2023. I have to take some profit when it hits my target. I did. It feels a little bit dirty because I'm like, why am I selling a Bitcoin here? But I'm really driven by my rules. They've done me well for a long time. So yeah.
Yeah, so you're stacking Bitcoin, but actually as a longer trade, really. Like it's still a trade, because other people, of course, like myself, I'm not even thinking about selling Bitcoin. I'm just like the hodler, so to speak. And you said it would feel dirty. It feels rotten dirty for me, Craig.
It does.
Start selling Bitcoin.
It feels ick, man. But again, that's why I've got discipline. That's why I've got rules. Look, there are Bitcoin that I won't sell, but I like to play the cycles, and I've been quite good at doing so. Being that I'm a trader, I also so I invest. So my portfolio with alts and Bitcoin, I call it my investment portfolio. I have a very similar approach, not exactly the same, but buy low and sell high. I don't try and pick the bottom. I don't try and sell the top.
Mind you, August 23 must have been, from memory, I think that was pretty low.
Yeah. I tend to buy after the dust has settled and no one is talking about crypto. That's when I buy. But yeah, I take profits on the way up.
No one's buying trading courses, Craig.
No. Business goes to hell. But that's the best time. I'll tell you why it's the best time, because I've made a shit ton of money. No one's interested in me anymore or my business. It's like, sweet, I'm taking the year off. I am going on trips. I'm having a good time. Let's go and spend some of the money we just made. It's the year after the cycle top is my favorite time. It is my absolute favorite time, because you're cashed up. You're buying a bigger boat. You're going on better holidays. It's time to have some fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, look, Craig, I think we'll wrap it up on that. Just tell us, where can people find you if they want to get involved in the type of courses that you do and teachings that you do?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. On X, I am at 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗍. That's COBB for Bravo. You can find me on Facebook, Craig Cobb, COBB. But the best place to start, if you want to sort of get into my head a bit more, is to go to 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗖𝗢𝗍, 𝗕𝗓𝗍𝗔𝗧𝗑𝗔. There's a free newsletter you can sign up to there that goes out every Tuesday. I sort of put everything together as what's in my head and what's happening in the market to give a weekly update as to what's going on. And that's the best place to find it, 𝗕𝗓𝗍𝗢𝗧𝗖𝗢𝗍 to find what I do and get on the newsletter. Oh, and I'm on Instagram as well, 𝗕𝗓𝗍𝗢𝗧𝗖𝗢𝗍 on Instagram. That's right, I forgot about that.
Well, we're going to put all of the handles and your website and everything in the description so they can easily find you. So guys, if you just want to go down there, you'll be able to get in touch with Craig and find his amazing community. I think it's just so important though, Craig, because there's, like we talked about before, there's so many charlatans out there, and just being able to talk to you one-on-one, where other people can now see this is a guy, he lives in Australia, he's been trading for 20 plus years, he knows his shit. So guys, go check him out. Craig, thank you so much for going deep into all that. It's absolutely amazing, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. You take care.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much, and good luck to everyone at home.
Thanks for tuning in to Crypto Collective. If you've enjoyed this episode, the best way to show your support is to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or Spotify, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. You can also find more of me at I'm Matthew Fraser on all social media platforms.